questions. We're supposed to be putting their heels to the fire, and we haven't done it. So it's our fault we're here. Bottom line, it's our fault. I won't blame anybody else. It's what politicians do. That's what sports heroes do. They always blame somebody else. They take no individual responsibility for any of their actions. No consequences. Well, it's his fault. It's my staffer's fault. They didn't do it. I thought she was 19 years old. I mean, for whatever reason, they're passing the buck constantly on a regular basis. Stuff I'm saying to you right now, you've heard it before. I'm not saying anything new. This is stuff my daddy, my granddaddy, and everybody else has taught me, and this is stuff you guys have been taught. Now, maybe we've forgotten. Maybe we've got a little too hard for us, because doing what's right is hard. If it wasn't easy, everybody was doing it, and we probably have a much better world. But doing what's right is not easy. I've been telling my 15-year-old that now since he was born, because it's not easy. I seem to have to say it a lot more now that he's 15, but it's not easy. So we got there. Individual responsibility, accountability. We got to hold these people accountable. Remember back about 8 months ago, 9 months ago, probably almost a year now, when it came out that Chris Dodd had written the paperwork that allowed AIG their bonuses. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. Oh, and he came out and said, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. And bald-faced lied to you for 2 weeks. Finally, he said, yeah, I said it, so what? We don't hold him accountable. But that's where the mainstream media stepped in also and helped him out too, because as soon as he said, yeah, I did it, so what? Somalia pirates came out of nowhere. Pirates have been around for a couple hundred years now. It's nothing new. Shoot them, sink them, get back to the issue. But we couldn't, we couldn't get back to the issue, because as soon as that issue was taken care of, we had to go on to torture. And how bad it is that us evil conservative Republicans want to torture terrorists to save our military members, our moms, our dads, our cousins, sisters, brothers, because we're terrible people for wanting to save American lives. Damn, I'll torture every last one of them terrorists if it's going to save American lives. But unfortunately, the left, and I mean the left, not Democrats, there's a big difference. You got liberals and you got Democrats. Liberals is sickness, Democrats just uneducated. Okay? No, in all seriousness, actually, my grandpa was a Democrat, great American, fought at the Battle of Guadalcanal, great man, loved this country more than anything in the world. So I do have a problem with liberals. They really don't understand what's going on. And they need to get a clue. And quite frankly, if you talk to them on a one-on-one basis, you can actually change their minds. I was actually hanging out in Nashville about a month back with John Rich of Big and Rich. He's a strong conservative. And I'm talking to this girl for a while, for about 20 minutes, and somebody come up to me and said, hey, you're Joe the Plumber. And so I said, yeah, and shook his hand, talked to him for a minute, and turned back to her. Now, this girl I was talking to has got a look on her face like, you're Joe the Plumber? And I'm like, well, yeah. Well, I hate you. I'm like, well, we were jawing pretty good there for about 20 minutes. And I said, well, why do you hate me? Because all this stuff the TV said about you and everything. But I said, well, what about what we were talking about? Well, I found myself agreeing with you. I said, exactly. What, do you expect me to be eating a baby as I talk to you? It was just ridiculous. And we were talking about social reform, is what we were talking about. I've dated someone in the past who had a couple children, and if at $10 an hour, they're good. But as soon as they make $11 an hour, they take their food card away, they take health care away, they take, the things that you need to live on, they take them away because you're trying to better yourself by making more money. We need to make a step program. That way we can encourage people to succeed in life instead of discourage them. Right now we're breeding mediocrity in our social reforms. I believe in it. We need it. People fall in hard times. Unfortunately, when people get divorced and a guy takes off and a woman takes off, you need a little bit of help with the kids. It's not an easy life for a guy. But making them make a certain amount of money and then taking their benefits away from them when they hit $11 or $12 an hour, we still can't survive on that. And she agreed with me. So that's what I'm getting at, is you talk sense to them, you talk facts to them on a one-on-one basis. Usually you can kind of get through that whole deal. Now, as a whole, you're never gonna get through to them. It's not gonna happen. People are stupid, but individuals can be reasoned with. So don't give up on them. Just work with them, try to do their thing. But back to this: individual responsibility, accountability, education is key. My son, he gets straight A's. He actually got a B this last report card, and I beat him good for it. No, I'm joking, but I am very strict about A's. I expect A's because he can do them. The teachers teach. My job as a parent is to make them learn. Education's key, and not what Washington melts. We don't need millions and millions of dollars pumped into it for new computers, new this. We just need books that actually tell facts. That's all we need. Unfortunately, we don't, yes, exactly, facts and truths. We've gotten away